This is FinTech Futures reporting from FinovateSpring in San Francisco, and I'm joined by Kathy Strasser of IncredibleBank. How are you?
I'm great.
Excellent. How have you been enjoying the conference so far?
It's been a lot of fun. It's good to be back in person.
I think so. I think we seem to be getting that a lot
Yeah.
from everybody, and like I say, for us as well, it's great just to be again back in person and being able to see everybody again. It's been really fun. So would you like to just get us started and just give a quick intro to what it is that you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm Kathy Strasser with IncredibleBank, and I serve as the Chief Operating and Chief Information Officer at our bank. So we're a smaller community bank, 1.7 billion. We have 265 employees, and I tell people I'm responsible for four things: everything people, everything technology, and everything operations. And the fourth is my job is to make sure everything gets done at the bank.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you were here then speaking on a panel about the benefits of diversity in fintech and banking. So looking at the industry today then, would you say that companies are fully embracing diversity now in their workforces, or are we still kind of like away from where we need to be?
We have work to do, but I believe we've made a lot of progress, especially in the past several years. I think the pandemic has definitely shifted the hearts and minds of our employees, where they've recognized that there are choices and they want to work for companies that are embracing diversity. So it's forcing leadership to think a lot differently about it than we have, and maybe get more aggressive than we have. But like I said, we have work to do, but we've made a lot of progress.
Yeah. Looking at that progress then, I mean, are there any specific things that you've seen that have come in that have been really impressed you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a community bank, and if you look at community banks, generally there isn't a lot of diversity. So we tend to look very similar. And what I've witnessed is that in the industry I'm in, we really tried to look at our hiring practices differently, how we're promoting. And one of the things I'm really driving at our bank is even how we socialize. What does that look like to make sure that it's diverse and inclusive for everybody that should be there or want to be there?
Yeah, for sure. So in what ways then do you think that companies can be doing more then, I guess, to promote diversity?
Yeah, one of the things I like to talk about is engagement in surveying your employees. So if you think about FinTech, we're here, a lot of those companies are smaller. Advice I would give them is do an engagement survey, regardless of the size you are, to really understand how are your employees feeling about how you're working with them and the diversity. And the engagement surveys should look at things like age, race, gender, sexual preference, all those things that come into it. And then how do your employees feel? And as managers, we should be personal with employees. All those interactions should be more personal.
Yeah, that's great. So what specifically then has IncredibleBank been doing in this regard to kind of like boost it?
Yeah, so one is engagement, and then really taking that data and doing something with it. And one area for us is our hiring practices. So really thinking about, do we have a diverse pool when we have a position that's open and we're interviewing for? So we have to make sure that our HR team brings a very robust, diverse pool. And we are now welcoming and promoting remote work, which is helping us because we are in central Wisconsin. So this allows us to go out, broader reach to different bigger communities where there might be more diversity that we can bring. We want expertise that we can bring to the table. And then from there, training our managers on the interview process and how to look for different things. And then ultimately we do pick the best candidate, but because you bring a diverse pool to the table, you're generally going to get some more diversity.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned there about the interviews then. I mean, what recruitment bias is something that always kind of comes up with this kind of conversation. So what would you think companies could be doing more of to kind of reduce recruitment bias in that sense?
I think a lot of it goes to the training. And it's not just diversity training, it's the awareness of diversity and maybe how people feel. You will never know how I feel as a female. Like I'm part of an executive team. There's 6 of us, I'm the only female. They will never know how I feel in my shoes, just like I will never know how you feel. So trying to bring more awareness to our managers, and like I said in that interview process, even understanding how the candidate might feel and what questions we're asking, and making sure that it doesn't point into one specific thing or an area where we feel comfortable because they might be like us.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having a talk to us today, Kathy.
Yeah, I
It's been great to
appreciate the
speak to you.
time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.